Shalom, shalom. Giving out honor and praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. We are the Battle Axes of the Most High coming to you on the Wednesday class to get edified. Wednesday. Stuck on Wednesday. On the Shalaki on the Monday night to get edified in the Lord's name. The name of the class tonight is called Trying to Find a Peace of Mind in the Truth. I know dealing with this world, dealing with things that's in this world, dealing with just people, man. You know, sometimes it's kind of good to kind of check up on people in their well state, in their well-beings too, because a lot of times, you know, brothers and sisters, man, in their truth, man, they have stuff going on in their day-to-day basis, you know, in their day-to-day life. So it's good that for brothers to check up on brothers, and even brothers to check up on sisters, man. You know, sisters check up on sisters, and trying to, you know, do things in the right order. If you wasn't doing things in the right order, you want to try to do things in the right order, right? That's something that we're gonna have to start working on as a nation of people. So, kind of just trying to touch on this thing tonight, man. Looking at the state of how this world going, man. I mean, shoot. I mean, it's basically self-explanatory on how we supposed to be, right? And you know, it kind of look different now. It get dark at 6 o'clock, so you know, do class normally at 7, 8 o'clock at night, but now it's 6. I was trying to prepare myself. That's why I kind of did class early, I think about a week or so ago. So I was trying to get myself in the right frame of mind, just trying to prepare for it. So first precept, I'm waiting. Well, I was gonna wait for Hood. He on his way though. You know, brother got out of work, captivity all over. So shout out to the brothers and sisters that's there for each other and to help each other grow in this truth. I'll praise to the Most High for that, man. For brothers to be patient, sisters to be patient. But first precept we going into the night is John chapter 14 and verse 27. The book of John chapter 14 verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world give it, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. So, like when the Lord said, peace I give to you, right? And that's the peace that we looking for, the peace that the Lord give us, right? Because we looking for peace that's in this world, you're not going to find the peace that's in the world. Because the peace that's in this world is always set up so you can be able for the downfall or for the down spiral of your mindset and the down spiral of the things that's happening all around you. It's all kind of things in this world is set up for us for a downfall. But it's up to us to make sure that we doing this thing the right way so we can be able to have that protection around us, man. And we know this is how if a person was working in the right spirit, this is how you get the spirit of peace, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 11, man. So this is how we get the spirit of peace. Just think about how the Lord wants us to be, right? Matthew chapter 11. I'm gonna write some of these precepts down myself. Matthew chapter 11, and we're gonna start at verse 25. Let's start at verse 25. Matthew chapter 11, verse 25. At the time, Jesus answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, the Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and has revealed them unto babes. So guess what? This is Christ. If that was the same person, that's a shot at the Trinity doctrine too. You know? That's why Christ himself, man, write certain things down in my Bible. Keep me abreast too. That's why Christ even giving homage to the Father. He said, I thank you, Lord, for hiding this wisdom. Right? He's giving it to babes, man. He's giving it over to the people, man, that's gonna be diligent in his word. He's giving it over to people that's gonna labor in his truth. And it's gonna explain it. Because the scripture explains itself, right? Verse 26. Even so, Father, for it seemed good in thy sight. Because guess what? Christ said, I thank you that you hid certain things from the people that's trying to think they wise in this world, man. Right? That's taking on different philosophies, that's taking on so many different doctrines. Because what Christ said, I think he's giving the praises to the Most High. Because the Most High God is hiding these things from the people that's in religions. He's hiding these things from people that's, guess what, not keeping his commandments, man. Right? But watch this. Verse 27. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father. Neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. So, and this goes into how Christ feel about the Father, how Christ said, y'all don't know the Father, but y'all know me, and the Father's gonna save the Son, right? What father is not wanting to save his son out of any kind of trouble that he's in or distress? Or any kind of mistake that the son made? Do you think the father's not going to be there to correct any mistake? Right? Okay, or just anything, guess what? He might not even be the mistake that your son can make or your daughter can make, right? It's not a mistake that your children can make. Say, for instance, they doing everything right, but you see something that's wrong. Go what the father or the mother gonna do. They're gonna go correct those things, right? This is how we're supposed to be thinking. This is how we move in this truth, right? But watch this, man. And he said, save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. So guess what? Christ said to who the Son reveal him. Who is the him? Christ revealing, guess what, on things that God likes and does not like. Christ revealing the things, that's what, the mysteries of this Bible, the treasures that we can lay up for him, the treasures that we can get into this kingdom, right? The hidden treasures came by what? By people keeping the commandment, right? And this is how the Lord said we're supposed to be thinking, people keeping the commandment. We should be like our people should want to keep the commandments, right? But sometimes through wickedness, guess what? Or sometimes through our forward thinking, guess what? We do things and we hide things from our own self. Why? It's just like a person sitting their keys down, you hide things. How do you hide things from yourself? Guess what? If you mess, say for instance, you fall in this truth, you can hide something from your own self, right? But guess what? By the Lord trying you, by him building you, guess what? He'll start rebuilding these things back to you, start help building you up, right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 2 right quick, from verse 1. We coming back to Matthew chapter 11. But Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, my son, if thou wilt receive my word and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thy ear unto wisdom and apply thy heart to understanding. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge and liftest up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver and searchest her as a hidden treasure, man. This goes into the commandments that we're supposed to be keeping. We're supposed to be searching, trying to get these things like the scriptures tell us plainly. Searching these things out as a hidden treasure, man. Right? And this is how our mind's supposed to be thinking. This is how we're supposed to be wanting in this truth, right? Searching these things out as hidden treasures for our life, man. Right? Because sometimes, us in this truth, we'll go off, man. Right? Let's go back to Matthew chapter 11, man. We'll read Matthew chapter 11. And we're going to start at verse 28. It said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest, right? And this goes into what Christ is talking about, man. All right? It said the people that's laboring, it's got heavy ladens on them, because the Lord knows this truth is heavy, man. And this truth is hard sometimes, man. He said the commandment's not grievous, but guess what? Because guess what? And the commandment's not grievous, but us being tried sometimes can be grievous unto us. All right? What's that? It's certain things that'll make us feel grieved by this truth, right? We can, and then it just we're gonna tap into that a little bit later. But it's certain things that make us heavy, right? Verse 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your soul. And he said, the people that's laboring in this truth, the people that's keeping God's commandment, the Lord said, take these things unto me. Right? The Lord said, put them on me. Because why? We get into our word, all the stress that we got, guess what? The stress starts kind of lifting up. Because we got to have this faith, and we got to keep this faith strong in us, man. Because when we don't have the faith strong in us, guess what happens to us? We start falling off, man. Right? Verse 29 again. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. Right? For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest in your soul. He said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. This is what we call to do. To take this yoke that the Lord put upon us and let us learn, man. Right? This is what we're trying to do in this truth, man. We try to learn, we trying to grow into this truth. So guess what? Guess what we're going to do? We're going to be keeping God's commandment. We're going to be loving one another. We're going to be doing what's right in the Lord's eyes. This is what the Lord commanded us to do, right? Verse 30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Right? Because thinking on how we are in this walk, thinking on how we are in this truth, we can make things harder on us, or we can make it our thing easy, man. Christ already did it, man. Things are set up for us now, right? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 26 right quick. Isaiah chapter 26. And we'll start at verse 2. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 2. And it reads, Open ye the gates, that the righteous nation which shall keep the truth may enter in. And we already know what the righteous nation, what is it going to, man? Right? We got to think, man, if we learning to have a peace of mind in this truth, we got to learn who the righteous nation is, why we keeping God's commandments, who God's chosen people is. We got to learn all these things, man. Because sometimes we act like we not like we don't supposed to be re-taught about things, but guess what? The Lord tells us to be re-taught, right? Well, verse 3, thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. Y'all see how they go? If we keep our mind on the Lord, this is how we come in perfect peace to the Lord. Now, I don't know how y'all feel, but I know me personally, I want to be in perfect peace with the Lord. Right? Because if we in perfect peace with the Lord, then, hey, who's not to say, man, if we in perfect peace with the Lord, then who can stop us from doing anything? Right? Judgment don't get clouded. The thing get clouded with us is our lack of understanding. Why do you think the Lord said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge, man? Why? Because a lot of people don't try to seek knowledge in this truth or without the truth, man. But the people in the truth, guess what? If they incline their hearts to wisdom, incline their ears into knowledge, man, and understanding. Right? This is what we read in Proverbs chapter 2, man. That's how you get the hidden treasures of of this Bible, man. Right? This is what the Lord's saying plainly about his people, man. Right? Let's go to Psalms chapter 34, man. Psalms chapter 34. And we're going to start at verse 17. It said, the righteous cry and the Lord heard and delivered them out of all their trouble. So guess what? When we're going through stuff in this truth, the Lord said, if the righteous cry, he said the Lord going to hear their troubles. Right? So think about how the Lord is dealing with us, man. Right? He said, this is a step that we're trying to get to. That the Lord can hear our prayers again. Right? Because guess what? From far too long that we done been a long time, guess what? Doing our own thing. Right? You gotta even think. After Moses died, our people went, right? So like after Moses died, what happened? Went to the promised land. From the promised land, what happened? Our people just started going off. More and more, right? Watch this. Judges chapter 21 and verse 25. And it reads, it said, in those days, there was no king in Israel, and every man did that which was right in his own eyes, man. Y'all see how they go? Because guess what? Ain't this the type of world that we live in right now? We live in this type of world that everybody's doing what they want to do without no accountability. You can't judge me, right? This is the kind of world we live in. Our world consists of people not being held accountable for nothing, right? This is the kind of world we live in, man. Guess what? Watch this. And that's the thing that our God was trying to prevent. He tried to prevent us from doing those things, but guess what we did? We did those things anyway. Watch this. Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 8. It said, and ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day. Every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes, right? So the Lord told us, he said, hey, don't do this. Whatever they doing, don't go to doing whatever you can do right. What you're trying to do is right in your own eyes. He already gave us a law. He already gave us statutes. He already gave us commandments. We just have to do what he tells us to do, right? We read verse 8 again. He said, and ye shall not do after all these things that we do here this day. Guess what? And that goes into this time right that we in now. We don't supposed to be going to do what we hear now, right? We hear about people doing all kinds of stuff, man, right? It said, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes, right? That's a law. That you cannot walk around and do whatever you want in your own eyes, man. Right? This is a strict law that the Lord told us don't be on, man. But guess what happened? From that point on, like you say, the Lord gave us law, statutes, and commandments. It's a written law, right? Deuteronomy 12 and 8. But guess what happened? It says, but when we don't have a king present for us, we don't have no guidance, guess what? Our people are going to perish for the lack of knowledge, right? I'm going to read that again, Judges chapter 21, verse 25, right? And it reads, in those days, there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes, man. Right? And this is what the Lord commanded us not to do, but here we go. We just do what we want to do, man. Right? Let's go to Romans chapter 5. Romans chapter 5, man. Watch this. The book of Romans, chapter 5 and verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord and Mashiach Yahushua, right? So it said through our faith now, right? Because we got to think about it. We got the temple. We got no more temple. The Levite's office is out the window, right? It's no more sacrifices that we can give to the Lord. Our living, ourselves has to be a sacrifice to the things that we do now, right? We got to be held accountable for the things that we do by keeping the commandments, by being held accountable. Guess what? A gathering amongst brethren. This is how we're supposed to be, man, right? Verse, it said, Romans chapter 5 and verse 1 again. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with God, with Yahweh through Mashiach Yahushua, right? That's why Christ was talking about in John chapter 14 and verse 27. That's why he said, save the Son. Because the Son was the mediator in between us and the Most High, man, right? Verse 12, by whom also we have access by faith into grace, man, right? Wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of the Most High, right? So guess what, man? We got access to grace, man. We ain't got to no longer just walk around and not act like we don't have a king anymore, because we literally have a king. His name is Yahushua, man. Right? That's why even Peter telling us love, brotherhood, honor the king. Right? Who's the king? The Mashiach Yahushua, man. That's 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 17, man. Right? This is what our Lord expected us to do, man. Verse 3. Not only so, but we glory in tribulations also. Y'all see how they go? So when we going through things, the Lord said we glory in tribulations also, man. Right? That's why when you go back through your day, the Most High God, guess what? And you just play your day back. It's always something on your spirit, man. So guess what? When you thinking it is not, then it is. It might be something. It may not trouble you today, but it might trouble you tomorrow. But when trouble do come, guess what? The tribulations do come. Guess what? The Lord said, told us to glory in those things. All right. I'm gonna read verse 4 again. Verse 3. Not only so, but we glory in tribulation also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience. This is what tribulation is designed to do. Give you patience. Not just with yourself, but with other people. Because a lot of times we in this walk, we in this truth, we don't have patience with people. Guess what? Our people can come by and guess what? Ooh, she getting on my nerves. Ooh, he getting on my nerves. Everybody's getting on your nerves, man, right? Because we don't have patience with each other anymore. A whole nation of people that we don't have patience with. And the Lord is mad about this thing, man. Right? It said, our tribulations work patience, man, right? Verse 4, and patience brings what? Experience, right? So if you got, that's thinking of a person that been in this truth 5 years, and he done been through tribulation, he done been through trials, he done been through tests, and guess what? And all of those things, guess what happened? The Most High God tested him, tried him, new brother, sister come in, guess what happened? That brother or sister, guess what? You got enough experience and patience. You should have enough experience and patience with them that guess what? You can be able to help them. Right? You can be able to help push them through the storm. Help lead and guide them like, no, brother, that's the wrong way. I've seen that before. Right? I know what that road going to. Right? I know where you're coming from with it, and I know where you're going with it. It's our job as being witnesses of the Most High, seeing the glory and things that he put us through to show other people, man. That's called being a light to our nation, man. Don't show the dim side, show the light of our nation, man. Right? This is how you let your light shine, man. This is one of the ways, man. Right? That's a spiritual way. Verse 4, he said, and patient experience. That means patient brings experience, man. And experience brings what? Hope. Right? Especially if you done been in different trials and tribulations and different tests in this truth. Guess what? I know I'm going through this, but the faith and hope that I got in the Mashiach Yahushua, I already know. It's just another stepping stone. Sometimes people go through stuff and it be like, woe is me, and guess what happened? We go through one thing after another, man, and we are suffering this walk, right? Verse 5, and hope make it not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our heart by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us, right? And this is how we're supposed to be feeling. This is how our understanding is supposed to be growing in this walk, right? This is why we be thankful for how the Lord gives us the understanding, but we also supposed to be thankful to seeing the things that the Lord put us through, man. Right? These things are not just, guess what? These things ain't made just for the person that don't want and love the truth. These things made for the people that don't understand the truth either. And that's why we pray that our people that, guess what, that don't have the truth, we pray for them to repent, man. Right? But they're gonna get this truth as long as we here, man. All praise to the Most High for this, man. Right? Next precept that we going into, man. We go in 2 Corinthians chapter 13. Second Corinthians chapter 13. Verse 1. And we're gonna start at verse 11.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11. Finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect. Be of good comfort.
So Paul said, be perfect. How we be perfect is goes into keeping the commandments. Right? Paul said, be perfect, and then do what?
Be perfect. Be of good comfort.
Then he said, next, be of good comfort. Right? Read.
Be of one mind.
Guess what? That's why, guess what? When you of a one mind, think of a person of one mind, right? What happens when a person of one mind? If a person is of one mind, guess what happens? There's no confusion there. Thinking about a husband and a wife. If they had the same mind, if they had a one mind, they was of one mind, it would be no confusion there. It's no arguments there. It's no fussing. And we in total agreements there. And we ain't got to go through this because we are in total agreements of this. This is how we're supposed to be thinking in this walk, right? It told us how we said, it said we're supposed to be perfect, supposed to have being of good comfort, and we have supposed to have one mind, right? This is how we're supposed, this is how a congregation work as a well-oiled machine. This is how the nation work as a well-oiled machine. This is how a marriage work as a well-oiled machine if we have this mindset right here, right? If we only had this mindset, this is how it works, right? But read.
Live in peace.
It said in one mindset, it helps you to what? Live in peace. Right? It said live in peace, read.
And the God of love and peace shall be with you.
So guess what? While we doing it, the God that we have that's compassionate, that has love for us, guess what? It helps us to live in peace. This is what we're striving for, man. Right? We literally are striving for this thing, man. Right? Guess what? People mad, they didn't shalom me. They didn't do this. They're going to see what the Bible say, right? Read this.
Verse 12. Greet one another with a holy kiss.
So when you see your brothers and sisters, guess what? You're supposed to greet them. Right? This is literally how we're supposed to treat each other. Say when you see your brother or your sister, we're supposed to be greeting them. Right? This is what the Lord telling us plain that we're supposed to do, right? Right? Read.
Verse 13. All the saints salute you.
And guess what? And all the saints supposed to be saluting each other. So when a sister come up in here and she can't shalom another sister, you have the spirit. If a brother can't shalom another brother, you have the spirit, man. There's no way around it. You have the spirit. If we can't shalom one another, we have the spirit.
God.
That's what the scriptures say, man.
God.
This is how we supposed to love. This is real love. Right? And if we can't find the love in our nation, guess what? What the love is? We can't find love from our God. What the love is? Guess what? If Christ taught Paul and Paul gave the message to us, guess what? That means that we're supposed to be giving honor and glory to the Lord, man. Right?
God.
Let's go to Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12. Watch this. Start at verse 12.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 12. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer.
So guess what? This is what the Lord telling us. This is telling us how about this hope and patience and tribulation. Same thing that we were touching on in Romans chapter 5. Right? This is what Paul was teaching when he was in Rome, man. Trying to give people hope and trying to give them patience, man, in this walk, man. Because a lot of people, guess what? We run out of patience in this truth, man. People can literally run out of spiritual gas in this truth, man. And that's something that we don't want to get ourselves accustomed to, man. Right? But watch you read it.
Continuing in instant prayer.
Continuing in instant prayer, read.
Distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality.
So the Lord told us to start keeping and giving us ourselves to hospitality. We don't know how to be hospitable to each other anymore. But we're going to have to learn how to be these things, man, if we practice it in a righteous act to the Lord, man, right? Well, read.
Bless them which persecute you.
So guess what, man? Y'all want to persecute us? Hey, bless you, brother. All right, read.
Bless and curse not.
And curse not. Guess what? Because there's some brothers out here in this truth, guess what? They pray to the Most High God to destroy our asses, man. There's brothers that really truly think like that, man. We don't pray for, we hope that everybody, whether they stay here with the Battle Axes or what they leave, we pray that brothers stay in this truth, man. We do pray that brothers stay in this truth, but guess what, man? It's something that the Lord put in us that we cannot turn off, man. You think the Lord put the light in all of us and he want our light to go off? Man, we got to be out of our minds to make this light go off, man. Right? Well, watch it. Read on.
Rejoice with them that do rejoice.
You read verse 14.
Oh, 14 again. Bless them which persecute you.
Read.
Bless and curse not.
And curse not, read.
Rejoice with them that do rejoice.
He said, but guess what? The people that's rejoice, let them rejoice with you. You rejoice with them too, right? Read.
And weep with them that weep.
So guess what? He said, but weep with them with weep. This goes into the person that they talk about in Proverbs chapter 15. Right? Let's get there right quick. We can go come back. Proverbs chapter 15. Let me see if I can find it right quick. Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 23.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 23. A man hath joy by the answer of his mouth.
Read.
And a word spoken in due season, how good it is.
That's why, guess what? That's why when you can have rejoice with the people that's rejoicing, if it's that season, and guess what? You can weep with the people that's weeping, if it's that season too. This is how you got to be in season with people. This is a person that's in tune with the truth, man. Right? And this is how the Lord expecting us to be in tune with this thing, man. Right? Let's go back to Romans, man. All right. Romans chapter 12, we'll read verse 16.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Be of the same mind, one towards another.
So it's telling us to be of the same mind, one towards another. But guess what? The mind that the Lord wants us to have is already set. Us to be patient with each other, love one another. Guess what? I can love any brother. Don't mean I have to hang around with every brother. Guess what? You can love all sisters, and you ain't got to hang with every sister. Right? You ain't got to hang with every brother. It's not designed for you to guess what? Christ had his 12 disciples. There was many people that followed Christ, but he only had the 12 that was his crew. And even out of the 12, he broke it down. James and John and Paul and Peter. Right? He broke it down. Right? Everybody that you be around, you're not in tune with every person. Every spirit don't gel together. Some spirits, guess what, clash and collide. Because his mouth might be slick and his mouth might be slick. So guess what? They can't hold their peace against each other. So guess what? You can still be cordial with them and move on. Or with her too. Right? But read.
Mind not high things.
It said mind not high things. Because guess why I said mind not high things? Because a lot of times this is what brothers and sisters do. Brothers and sisters get in this truth, and guess what? You start reaching for things that's too deep for you, and guess what happens? You get drift down, man. Right? You want that precept in Sirach chapter 3.
Verse 23, yeah.
Yeah, you can read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
Be not curious in unnecessary matters.
So you said don't be curious in unnecessary matters, man. Read.
For more things are shewed unto thee than men understand.
And he says more things is showed unto us than we understand, man. Right? That's why we should mind the high things, man. Right? This is what the Lord said. This is, like you say, this is a plain cut, man. Right? This is what you call the Lord call. This is a plain cut to anybody that's really seeking the Lord, man. Right? Write that down in mind. You know, I got this new apostle. Right? I got another precept. Go to Psalm chapter 131, verse 1. Goes into the same thing.
Yeah, 131 and 1.
Yeah, verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 131, verse 1. Lord, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty, neither do I exercise myself in great matters.
You see how they go?
I like that.
Right? Read.
Or in things too high for me.
So guess what, man? He said, guess what? It's clear, man. King David said, no. Lord, he said, Lord, my heart is not haughty. Because a lot of time our hearts can do what? It can get haughty. Right? And it makes us exercise in what it say? It makes us exercise in great battles that we shouldn't even be in, man.
God.
Right? Let's go back. When we get there. I should have read verse 2, but we'll let it make.
What, 16 again?
Yeah, verse 16.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 16. Be of the same mind, one towards another.
One towards another, read.
Mind not high things.
Guess what? Mind not the high things, man, read.
But consent to men of low estate.
Right?
Be not wise in your own conceit.
And this is the Lord telling us plain, be not wise in our own conceit. Don't get to being they doing too much. Right? It's like the Lord tells us to do what's commanded thee, man. You got to think. This is the piece that we touching on right now. You got to think that in the time of the old, right? Let's think about the time of the old. right? When Moses was giving the laws to the children of Israel. Guess what? When we was trying to find our peace, guess what? We had to get an offering for peace. Right? Let's go to Leviticus, right? Chapter 3. Leviticus chapter 3 and verse 6.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 3 and verse 6. And if his offering for a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord be of the flock, male or female,
read,
shall offer it without blemish.
So guess what? When we were giving a peace offering to the Lord, guess what? That thing had to be without blemish, right? Verse 9.
Verse 9. And he shall offer of the sacrifice of the peace offering an offering made by fire,
right,
unto the Lord.
Unto the Lord, read.
The fat thereof.
Keep in mind about the fat, because this is what the Lord wanted us to burn, right? Read.
And the whole rump.
In the rump, right? Read.
It shall he take off hard by the backbone.
So guess what? You should cut it off from the back to the rump. It's supposed to be given to the Lord, right? But read.
And the fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards.
So guess what? And everything in the inwards, guess what the organs is? You had to cut all of that stuff out, man. Our God, guess what? You got to think about these Levites was butchers, man.
God.
They was literally butchers, right?
Yeah.
Jump over to Leviticus chapter 4 in start at verse 10.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 4, verse 10. As it was taken off from the bullock of the sacrifice of peace offerings.
And we already read what was taken off. What was taken off? The inward part of the fat.
Mm-hmm.
The inward part, guess what? From the back all the way to the rump that was taken off, right?
Good.
Read.
As it was taken off from the bullock of the sacrifice of peace offering, and the priest shall burn them upon the altar.
And the priest shall burn them upon the altar, man. Read.
Of the burnt offering.
Of the burnt offering, right? Mm-hmm. This is how sacrifices were being made, right? You got to think, hey, the Lord is distinct on how he do things, man. Jump down to verse 26.
Verse 26. And he shall burn all his fat upon the altar.
Remember, like I said, you got to remember the fat. You got to burn all the fat that was upon the altar, right? Read.
And he shall burn the fat of his. And he shall burn all his fat upon the altar, as the fat of the sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall make an atonement for him, as concerning his sin, and it shall be forgiven him.
It shall be forgiven him, right? Right. This goes into how we are giving our peace offering, and then it goes into how we give offerings to the Lord, right?
Good.
Think on how the Lord setting this thing up, man. Verse 31.
Verse 31. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, as the fat is taken away from off the sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall burn it.
And the priest shall burn it. Guess what?
Hold on, Jamal.
I know.
Oh, sorry.
I'm explaining. So it goes into the offerings that we got to give. A peace offering goes into our congregational sins, going to the sins of the leaders, going into an individual sin. This is how we were going into making the offerings unto the Lord, right? But read.
Upon the altar for a sweet savor unto the Lord.
All right, read.
And the priest shall make an atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him.
And it shall be forgiven him, man, right? This is how this thing's being conducted, man. Jump over to chapter 7, man, and verse 11. It goes into the offering that we gave unto the Lord, man, right?
All right. The book of Leviticus, chapter 7, verse 11.
Just allow the priest, of the peace offering, right? Read.
And this is the law of the sacrifice of peace offering, which he shall offer unto the Lord.
Right, read.
He shall offer, if he offer it for a thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil.
So guess what? If he offering a peace offering, guess what? If it's giving thanks unto the Lord, guess what? This is how you give the peace offering and you give thanks to the Lord too at the same time, right? Read.
And unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and cakes mingled with oil of fine flour fried.
Right? Guess what? This is how we did, man. Right? Read.
Verse 13. Besides the cakes, he shall offer for his offering leavened bread with the sacrifice of thanksgiving of his peace offering.
So guess what? This goes in, like you said, this touches on. I just want to kind of go into how, guess what? At our time, guess what would happen? When Moses was giving the law, guess what happened? They gave peace offerings. Not only peace offerings, they gave burnt offerings. They gave all these different kind of offerings. And you did Thanksgiving offerings too. You're giving thanks to our God, right? But if you gave thanks to our God, guess what? He said, no, this is how you give thanks to me. You make these unleavened cakes. The Lord giving us plain. Oh, you want to thank me? This is how you thank me, right? We got that type of God to. Guess what? You ain't got to make no mistake. He'll give you the direction on how he wanted you to thank him, man.
God.
Right?
God.
Thinking about how our God is, man. Right? Because think about the state of our people living in this estate. Why you think when the Lord looking at it, how we doing our own will, how we doing what we want to do? That's why the Lord said he didn't come to bring peace to our people. He gave people peace to the people that want to keep his commandments. But for the world as a totality, no, this is what our Lord said you can do. Matthew chapter 10. My brother should know this precept right here. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34, man.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I came, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Guess what the Lord said? Don't think that I came to send peace. I came to bring a sword to this place, man. Right? So don't think that everything gonna be all peachy. Why do you think the Lord said this? It's no coincidence. Our God has said, don't think that I'm trying to bring peace. I need to bring a sword on y'all butts, man. Right? Because we keep doing things that we want in our own sight, in our own eyes, and the Lord mad at this thing, man. Watch it. Go to Lamentation, chapter 3. Lamentation chapter 3. In verse 17.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 17. And thou hast removed my soul far off from peace.
Right.
I forgot prosperity.
So guess what? It says that the Lord have removed our soul far off from peace. Right? This is what the Lord doing, man. Right? Because before we got into the truth, it wasn't no peace of mind. Right? We thinking we was doing good, and we was wicked as hell to our God, man. We thought that we was living, we was making it in this world, man. Some of us was making it, some of us was not making it. And we thought we was doing good, man. Then come to find out, man, we was doing everything wrong against the Most High God, man. We was messing up. That's why the Lord removed us far off from peace, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 18. And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Lord.
Guess what, man? Do we really want that for ourselves now? Guess what? Knowing that what we know now in this truth, do y'all think we really want that for ourselves? We don't want that for. I know damn well I don't want that for myself, man. I know I don't want that for myself. But guess what? Sometimes, guess what? Things need to be. Right? Things do occur while we in this truth, man. Right? I just looking in, I ain't watch the whole Benaniyah whole class. I'm looking in on the class, looking in on the state of our people. Guess what, man? We in bad shape. Guess what? A Q&A turned to a scoffer name. Right? Brothers constantly scoff. You got other nations saying, guess what? Y'all, they know we Israel. They want to get down with us, but they want to get down with us how they want to get down with us. Fool, you can't come in how you want to come to this party, man. The Lord done already set ground rules on how the other nations going to have to deal with us in this kingdom, man. The kingdom to come. There's no other way around this, man. Right? There's no other way around this, man. You can set up any damn debate you wanted to set up, man. Guess what? And they're not gonna change the fact that this Bible doesn't see how the other nations gonna have to be towards us. They're gonna have to be servitude, man. It just is what it is, man. We spend our days of our life serving them, man. And do you think that we gonna sit around here and they not gonna do what they supposed to do? No, they're gonna get in line. Right? They're going to have to get in line. The Lord's not going to play with them, man. Right? Man, guess what? You think we're not tired of our, man, we've been tired of our jobs, man. We've been tired of working for them. You think we ain't tired of working for these other nations? Man, look at damn them. Right? They talk about pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. What bootstrap? Y'all make the boots. Y'all sell us the boots. Right? And some of us barefooted, man. We walking downtown barefooted, man. Ain't got a pot to piss in and we don't throw it out of it, man. Right? Pull ourselves up, but guess what? But when it comes to us being in rulership, guess what? Now you don't want it that way. Now y'all gonna have to get down and lay down, man. Because there's gonna be a lot of people gonna be laid down when Christ come back, man. God. Right? That's just crazy stuff. Thinking that it's gonna be like that, man. Right? It's gonna be just crazy stuff. Go to Isaiah chapter 59, man. Thinking that we ain't tired, man. We've been tired of these people, man. I know damn well. I know I'm tired of getting up, going to work with them. Guess what? I like to keep the stuff that I got because guess what? In captivity, it helps ease the things that I got going. Yeah, it do. But we tired, man. Isaiah 59, man. We're going to start at verse. Watch this. Start at verse 7, man.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 7. Their feet run to evil.
Right? Read.
And they make haste to shed innocent blood.
And they make haste to shed our innocent blood, man. Read.
Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity.
Read.
Wasting and destruction are their path.
It said wasting and destruction is their path, man. That's how the enemy think to us, man. That's how they think. That's how the heathen, that's why this is part of the heathen raging against us, man. Right? Read it.
Verse 8. The way of peace, they know not.
They don't know peace. We know peace. They don't know peace. We know our peace come from the Lord. Guess what? Their peace is, guess what? Us serving them and being servitude to them. And that's not the design of it. The Lord said the elder gonna serve the younger, but now the younger serving the elder. God. Right? But read it.
The way of peace, they know not.
They know not. Read.
And there is no judgment in their going.
It says that's the reason why a whole world of people saying, you can't judge me. Because this is how the heathen talk. They want to do like slave masters say. You can't judge me. Right? They said, you can't judge me. And guess what happened? The Bible tells us to judge righteously. Mm-hmm. We got a whole book in the Bible called Judges. Right? The 12 disciples gonna come back judging who? The 12 tribes, man. Right? With the Mashiach Yahushua at the forefront. And the elders, and 144,000, and all the host of angels. God. Guess what? And the children of Israel salute. Right? That's how it's gonna be, man. Day said, there is no judgment in their goings, right? Read.
They have made them crooked paths.
They made all crooked paths. Every path. If you follow them, you're on a crooked path. If you're in a religion, you're on a crooked path. Right? Read.
Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace.
If you follow their traditions, their wicked ways, you're not going to know peace either. This is what the Lord said plainly, man. That's why why you thinking it's true, we got it's pivotal that we find our mindset in this truth on the things that we could do and cannot do. That's why even going in and trying a brother, if a sister trying a brother, if a brother trying a sister, bro, this is pivotal. You mess around and try a sister, and this sister is held on the highway, held in the house, held in the wind, held in the bathroom, held in the kitchen. This sister just full of hell. But guess what? When you first met her, shalom. But then after she shalom you, then here you go. Guess what? You mess around, you get that brother in your house. His brother, guess what? He shalom you. You know what? Hey, beautiful. Hey, sister. He shalom you. Then he gets up in your house. Now you can't. Guess what? He will view them children, everybody else has everybody else they got a problem with, man. You can't even stop this fool. This fool is like he's like a lion out the cage, man. This brother is ruled like a lion, man. Sister can't even stop this brother, man. Sister so scared she can't even come to leadership to tell him nothing, man. Sister scared as hell in there because he got her scared like that, man. Right? That's because people lose their minds. Right? If you follow their ways, if you thinking that you can go about your own way to try to do these things, guess what? You'll find yourself in trouble, man. As one person grow, another person fall. Another person fall, another person grow. Guess what? But if we was all in one, if we was all at the same mindset, guess what? We can grow together. God. Like you say, you have, I just kind of just watching, look, and I pray, just even, I want to touch on you, my brother Big, man. I pray. If he watching tonight, same thing I told this brother right here some years back. He slipped in his tongue. Said, man, I'm gonna stop smoking. I said, what? I said, what?
Spirit was crying out.
And you brothers and sisters that deal with it. Guess what? I used to smoke too. Now, I can't name one captain up here that didn't smoke. Right? We all done it. One officer that didn't smoke. We all done it. That's not coping with your life. You can't find peace through a cigarette or a blunt. That's not no peace. You can't put a Band-Aid over a gunshot wound, man. It's going to bleed out still. I'm going to put this Band-Aid over this gunshot. I'm going to lay in the bed, and your whole bed going to be full of blood, too. Right? This is how we try to get our mindset right, man. Right? If the Lord said we follow out them, this is how we get ourselves messed up, man. We can't find no peace in Esau philosophies. Right? Let's go to Sirach. Chapter 6, man. And verse 6.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 6. Be in peace with many.
So the Lord tell us, I'm going to give y'all some understanding of this today. Yo, you're going to learn this today. You're going to have to learn. The Lord told us to be at peace with many, man. Read.
Nevertheless.
He said, but nevertheless, read.
Have but one counselor of 1,000.
Read that again now.
Be in peace with many.
He told us to be at peace with many. Read.
Nevertheless.
He said, but nevertheless, read.
Have but one counselor of 1,000.
That means if you in this truth, you cannot listen to every damn body. Because everybody that say they in the truth, they are not in the truth. Right? Brother say he in the truth, I go over to his house, man, he smoked out, loped out. Right? Sister says she in the truth, guess what? She don't care about nobody but herself. Never check on another sister, never check on nobody. Brother say in the truth, he never check on nobody, it's all about himself, man. Where's the nation building it? Right? But guess what? You can listen to, guess what? Just because you walk in the door and you salon a brother, so that means you're supposed to get advice from this brother right off the top. No, my brother. You got to try these people to get information from these people. If I'm trying a brother and if he start doing weird stuff, I'm not going to ask him for no advice. Well, we supposed to be in the truth together. I expected that brother to give me some good information. Guess what? This brother's still learning just like you. Right? You probably got more understanding of the scriptures than he got. Right? That goes into a sister if she trying a brother. Guess what? If a sister trying a brother, guess what? Why would you try a brother and you don't even trust him, man? You try a brother and you don't mess around, and guess what? You mess around, he'll lay down this brother, you don't even trust his thinking. If a sister lay down with a brother, she should be already trusting that this dude, guess what, is a man of the Lord, gonna build me up in the scriptures. I trust him, guess what, to help build me up. And I can trust him to follow him. And guess what? Sisters don't do? Sisters don't trust nothing. And can lay down with a woman. Sisters don't trust to lay down with a man. And a man don't trust nothing about a sister and can lay down with a sister. Don't trust nothing about them, nothing. That's why the Lord said, have one counselor of 1,000. If you around 1,000 people, guess what? You should have one person of that one of 1,000. And most congregations ain't even got 1,000 people in there, and everybody get a conversation from everything, man. Right? It makes no sense, man. You cannot trust every spirit in the truth. The Lord told us to try the spirit by the spirit, right? Read verse 6 again, Lord.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 6. Mm-hmm. Be in peace with many.
It told us clearly to be at peace with many, right? Read.
Nevertheless.
It said, but nevertheless, man, read.
Have but one counselor of 1,000.
It said, have one counselor of 1,000, man. This is what the Lord said, man. And these things got to start making sense, man. Right? Go to Ezekiel chapter 13. Things got to start making sense, man. The Lord told us to have one counselor of 1,000, man. Ezekiel chapter 13. We're going to start at verse. Let me see. Start at verse 10.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 13 and verse 10. Because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace.
Now this is a person that, guess what? They can seduce a person in this truth. And not, guess what? Not just a person, guess what? This is for the people that's of the other nations too. But in this, guess what? It can be like a twofold thing, because some of our people, guess what? This goes to the person that be trying to prophesy in the Lord's name. Right? A person that's supposed to be built up, and it's not built up, man. Right? Some of these people can't even help their own self, but they want to help. I can find something to help somebody else. You cannot do that. You got to clean, the Lord have to clean you thoroughly and build you up before you can learn to build somebody else up in this truth, man. But a lot of people do this thing unknowingly, and they hindering people, and they hurting people. Read verse 10 again.
Verse 10 from the top. Because they have seduced my people,
read,
saying peace, and there was no peace.
Read.
And one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar.
Guess what? And one person, so when you saying peace, it ain't no peace. Guess what? You help build up a wall. Y'all see how they go? It helped build up a wall, and another put a goddamn mortar on top of the wall. Ready to what? To destroy, guess what? Anything around them, because you are the type of person that you done gave somebody the wrong information. Now here you go. And the Lord is displeased with that thing, man. Right? He ain't like, the Lord don't like for us to get ourselves caught up in some mess, man. Right? Because a friend, that same friend that you got, that friend can become an enemy. Why? If they're giving people the wrong information. Right? And guess what? Some people turn an enemy right before your eyes, and they mad at you, and you don't even know they mad at you. But then you sit up and get this information from them, and they full-fledged mad at you, because now they're trying to find a way to overthrow you. Right? Go to Jeremiah chapter 8 right quick. Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 11.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 8, verse 11. For they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people
Slightly read.
Saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace.
Guess what? Because these are the people that speak in vain. Jump up to verse 8. Watch this.
Verse 8. How do ye say, we are wise, and the law of the Lord is with us?
Read.
Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain.
Because guess what? This is a person that don't know nothing. If the pen of the scribes is in vain, that means he's writing down wrong information. If you writing down wrong information, you are giving wrong information, man. Right? We got to make sure that we give these things the right form and the right frame of thinking. Because if we don't give out the stuff the right frame of thinking, guess what we'll do? We'll get ourselves in trouble with the Lord, man. And we don't want that, man, right? Watch this, read on. Verse 9.
Verse 9. The wise men are ashamed. They are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the Lord.
Right.
And what wisdom is in them? So
guess what the Lord said? He said that they rejected the word of the Lord. So what wisdom is it? That's the wisdom of this world. Because if it doesn't come from the Lord, then it's not of the Lord. That wisdom has to come from the Lord, man.
God.
Right? And when it don't come from the Lord, guess what happened? That's the wisdom of this world. Right? But read.
Verse 10. Therefore will I give their wives unto others.
Right, read.
And their fields to them that shall inherit them.
Read.
For everyone from the least even to the greatest is given to covetousness.
Right.
From the prophet even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely.
Because guess what? This is the world we lived in. This is the world we live in for a long time, and we still live in this same world. Christianity's been killing a lot of people, man. Right? If we really in this truth, guess what, man? We'll hold each other accountable for stuff, man. We'll get ourselves in the right frame of mind and the right spirit. And guess what? We'll do things the right way, man. But it's got to be right in the Lord's eyes, man. Because we can deal falsely against each other, man. Right? But read.
Verse 11.
Now this gives us a better understanding of what verse 11 is going into, right? Read it.
For they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly.
And it said they have healed the hurt of my daughter of my people. You see how it said slightly. How is it slightly? It said because the false pen. It says because in verse 8, the pen of the scribes is in vain. He might wrote this part right, but this whole thing is just not right. Right? That's why even Satan can transform himself into an angel of light. He can show false hope to make you believe, and then once you go, you see like, dang, Guess what? It's so many people that got pulled away out of these doors right here alone, right? They got pulled out of here, and then once they got pulled out of here, guess what happened? You don't went with whoever you was going with. You like, dang. Once you get there with them, I thought y'all was gonna be doing this. These fools wicked as hell. And I ain't talking about everybody, but the shoe fits, you got to wear it too. Y'all know how hey, the people that live here on Jerubbaal, they know how I roll. I tell them, you wrong, you wrong. Guess what? You open the door to tell me I'm wrong too. That's how it goes. But you just can't tell me I'm wrong and it ain't no proof there. You just coming up with some stuff because people make up stuff every day. Right? You don't sit there and you don't follow this fool over here. And you don't follow this fool now. He done went all the way off. You like, dang. So now y'all don't hold each other accountable for nothing. So you don't correct your brother no more. Guess what? When you can't correct your brother no more, you don't love your brother. If your brothers can't take correction, guess what? He don't love the Lord. Right? That's the law. You want me to get it? Let's go get it. Leviticus chapter 19. Right? Watch this. Start at verse 15. We're going to read down. See what the Lord say, man. I'm going to make it up. You know, that's just, the Lord said he hate a false balance too.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 15. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment.
So guess what? So that means that we supposed to judge, but we don't supposed to judge unrighteously, right? But read.
Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor,
Read.
nor honor the person of the mighty.
Read.
But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
But the Lord said in righteousness shall we judge our neighbor, right? This is what the scripture's saying plainly, man. Well, we pretty get ready and read down because guess what? It lets us know that we supposed to correct each other, right? It ain't saying we supposed to condemn each other, but we supposed to correct each other, right? This is how we correct each other, right? Read on.
Verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer.
So the Lord told us not to go up and down as a talebearer. A person that's gossiping all over the place, the Lord told us not to be there, right? Because if it's righteous, it's in righteousness. But if it's in gossip, it's in gossip too. We got to make it plain, right? But read.
Among thy people.
Among thy people, read.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
Read.
I am the Lord.
So the Lord told us not to stand against the blood of our neighbor, man. Right? Because the Lord is expecting us to do things in righteousness, man. Because according to Sirach chapter 21 verse 2, the Lord told us to flee from sin as from the first face of a serpent, man.
God.
Right? But read on.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Listen how this precept is read. The Lord told us not to hate our brother in our heart, right? Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
The Lord told us to rebuke our neighbors so we won't go into sin. Because if you don't, you'll be hating your brother. If you let your brother just go off, you hate him.
God.
If you let your sister go off, you hate her. This is how you hate your brothers and sisters, man, right? Read it.
Verse 17 from the top. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
Read.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
So the Lord said we can't. The Lord said we can't avenge, and the Lord said we can't bear grudge against our people. Because a lot of us, guess what, in this walk, that's what we do. We will bear grudge against each other. Guess what? It's easy for a husband to have a grudge against his wife, and it's easy for a wife to have a grudge against her husband. Why? Because they gave place to the devil already. Because they let their son go down on their anger. So you gave place on over to the devil when you done those things. This is how the Lord tells you when you went to know. It's a scripture spoken. Guess what? This scripture is wrote by holy men of the Lord, man. Right? But read verse 18 on out, man.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
So do you bear grudge on yourself? No. Do you avenge yourself? No. Do you correct yourself when you are wrong? Yes. I hope you got the frame of mind to correct yourself when you're wrong. Because if you don't, then you do something, hey,
So wrong.
you got a screw loose or something. Right? Watch this. Go to Isaiah chapter 57. We're going to start at verse. Watch this. Start at verse 16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 57, verse 15.
Verse 16.
Verse 16, Salakia. For I will not contend forever.
So the Lord said, I will not contend forever, right? Read.
Neither will I be always wroth.
And the Lord said he's not going to be always mad at us, man. Right? Read.
For the spirit should fail before me,
Mm-hmm.
and the souls which I have made.
He says, for I will not contend forever, neither will I be always wroth, for the spirit shall fail before me, and the soul which I have made, right? These things, guess what? He said, man, I'm not going to always be mad at y'all. So guess what? Do you always got to walk with your head down when you're going through tribulations? No. Guess what? The Lord put statutes out here what we're supposed to follow. He put commandments out here what we're supposed to follow, man. Right? He put judgments out there what we're supposed to follow too, man. Right? Well, watch this, verse 17.
Verse 17. For the iniquity of his covetousness was I wroth.
For the Lord said, I was mad at us being covetous. And the Lord said he was mad and he was robbed at this thing, right? Read.
And smote him.
And he smote some of us too. He might smote some of us this way, some of us that way. He got many ways of smiting us, man, right? Read.
I hid me and was wroth.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on frowardly in the way of his heart.
So guess what? And this is the way, this is how as a nation of people, this is how we was going off. This is how we was going off with our God, man. This is how literally how our God was mad, and this is how the Lord said we was going off. Right? Read.
I have seen his ways.
Read.
And I will heal him.
And the Lord said he's seen our ways. Why do you think the Lord gave us an ear to hear this truth now? He said, I've seen your ways, and I'm gonna heal y'all, right? Read.
I will lead him also, and restore comforts unto him and to his mourners.
The Lord said, I'm gonna restore your comfort, and he said, I'm gonna heal, even your mourning. The things that guess what you mourn about. Guess what? Whether it be a person that died or perish, or it better be things that go on to your life. The Lord said he'll heal those things, right?
Good.
Verse 19.
Verse 19. I create the fruit of the lips.
And the Lord said, the fruits of our lips, the good things that we can speak, the Lord said, I create those things. Man, read.
Peace to him that is far off.
Right, read.
And to him that is near, saith the Lord,
right?
And I will heal him.
And the Lord said he'll heal them, man. From near to far, the Lord said I can heal those things, man. Right? What do you think Christ is talking about, man? This is the same thing what Christ is talking about, man. In Matthew chapter 5, right quick, man. Matthew chapter 5. So in Matthew chapter 5, in verse, start in verse 7.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 7. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
He said, blessed are the merciful. The people that have mercy on people, they're going to retain mercy. Right?
Yeah.
Read.
Verse 8. Blessed are the pure in heart.
And he said, blessed are the pure in heart. Read.
for they shall see God.
And these are people that gonna see God. The Most High, they're gonna see Yahweh Shai, right? And you can see the God is in them too, right? Read.
Verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers.
And it said, blessed are the peacemakers. Read.
For they shall be called the children of the Most High.
Because guess what? This is what I want to strive to be. One of the children of the Most High, man. Trying to be a peacemaker. Because a lot of times, guess what? We get in this truth, man. And a lot of our people, man, they don't like to be peacemakers. They hear some stuff and get what can't wait to run, man. Cannot wait to run and go tell what all they hear. Right? There's no peace in their heart, man. Right? It's always self-destruction when our people come by, right? All right. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3. First Peter chapter 3, start at verse 10 now.
Verse 10. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. For he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil.
So he said, he that will love life and the people that want to see good days, we got to refrain my tongue from evil, man. If you want that in your life, it's giving us a blueprint of how we can have those things. Some people don't want it. Some people can't get over the ignorance that they got in their minds to have a good day. Guess what? Some people can't get over the ignorance of their mind to have a good day with their husband, for the husband to have a good day with their wife, because they wake up with their ignorance on their mind. The Lord never gave us that. You just wake up and just all mad with your wife. That's why the Lord said, don't let the sun go down on your wrath, man.
God.
Right? Because guess what? You wake up with the ignorance of your mind, guess what, man? And here you go. Instead of sometimes you just express how you feel and not be real. Because guess what? People always want to talk and always got to be messed up and ugly to you every single time. No, you ain't got to be ugly every time. But it's got to make some sense. Right? Read on up. Verse 10 again.
All right, verse 10 from the top. For he that will love life.
If you want to love life, read.
And see good days.
And see good days, read.
Let him refrain his tongue from evil.
Let you refrain your tongue from evil, read.
And his lips that they speak no guile.
And if you ain't speaking no guile, right? Read.
Let him eschew evil and do good.
Let him run from evil and do good. Read.
Let him seek peace and ensue it.
Guess what? If a person that's seeking peace and you ensue to seek peace, guess what you're going to do? You're going to live by that thing, man. Guess what, man? There's a lot of people that want peace. Some people they say they want peace, but guess what? They got war in their heart. They literally got war in their heart, but they say they want peace.
God.
You really don't want no peace. Right? Even in this truth, some people, they want peace. They say they want peace. They really don't want no peace. Right? They really just want to, you want to do what you want to do, right? Go to Colossians chapter 3. That's why people, man, husbands and wives, y'all get y'all asses in order, man. Y'all get y'all asses in order, man. Because if you was a husband, you're supposed to love your wife and Christ loved the church, man. God. And if you was a wife, you're supposed to be in husband, you're supposed to be in order with your husband, man. All right?
Verse 1.
Start at verse 13.
13. All right. The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 13. Forbearing one another and forgiving one another.
This is how the Lord is expecting us to be. Forbearing one another and forgiving one another, right? Read.
If any man have a quarrel against any.
And so, if you got a problem with another person, right? Read.
Even as Christ forgave you,
read,
so also do ye.
Y'all see how they go. That's simple, man. I don't know how simple they're supposed to be.
That's plain upon table.
Christ forgave you for your simplicity that you had. You're supposed to forgive somebody else for the simplicity they had. That's simple. That's how, if you want to build a healthy marriage, learn how to forgive each other. Some people go, how could you be, I don't understand with a husband and wife, y'all together, and you mad for days. I personally don't want to be in the house with my wife and me and her mad at each other for days. What, man, that's insane. That's insane. For you to be in your household and you mad at each other for days and weeks and months. Wow. That's madness. That's total chaos, man. Right? Brothers and sisters have to get themselves in order, man, because guess what? The longer you hold on to something, guess what? And you expecting the Lord to heal you. You expecting the Lord to treat you good and do right by you. Guess what? He's not going to do it. Right? He's not going to do it. But that's okay. Because if you keep on, husbands and wife, you can get what you're looking for. Because what the Lord said, whatever him like, him get. Mm-hmm. Right? Actually, the Lord, read verse 13 again.
Verse 13. Forbearing one another and forgiving one another.
And forgiving one another. Read.
If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, read. So also do ye.
So guess what? As Christ forgave us, that's how we forgive other people. God. This plain and simple, man. If you got a problem, y'all got a quarrel, guess what, man? I forgive everybody I ever had a quarrel with. But I'm gonna tell you something. That don't mean I got a fool with everybody. Mm-hmm. Because it didn't say it. I'm supposed to just hang with you after I had the quarrel. No. You still can go your way, I can go mine too. Right? But let's read on though. Watch this.
Verse 14. And above all these things, put on charity.
Which is love. Read.
Which is the bond of perfection.
Guess what, man?
Perfectness.
After we have a quarrel or whatever, the Lord said, put on, guess what? Put on charity, which just goes into love, man. Right? Read.
Verse 15. And let the peace of the Most High rule in your heart.
This is why when you have a quarrel or a problem with anybody, brother and sister, sister and sister, brother and brother, husband and wife, guess what? Family member and family member, whatever you call yourself, you got a problem with folks, guess what?
Let the peace of the Most High rule in your heart.
This is what we're supposed to do. Let God rule in our hearts. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? Sometimes we take vengeance upon ourselves and we start being a person that we should not be to our own, the person that you love the most. And we got to change these things, man. Change start with us, man. You can't change everybody that's around you, but you can change yourself around the people that you are with you around. And a lot of people don't got that notion. They don't really have a mindset to think like that. Right? But read on.
To the which also ye are called in one body.
The Lord said he called us in one body, not everybody, but one body, right? Read.
And be ye thankful.
And be ye thankful for that, man. Right? The Lord said, be ye thankful, man. Right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 16 right quick, man. I know damn well I'm thankful, man. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 32. He that is slow to anger.
He said, he that is slow to anger, read.
Is better than than the mighty.
He said, the people that slow to anger is better than the ones that's mighty. You can hear them when they talk. Every time you say something to them, they blow up. That's, bro, you show your weakness, bro. You show your weakness every time you speak to somebody. you show your weakness, man. Right? That ain't how they go. Right? The ones that slow to anger, those the mighty ones, right? Read.
32 from the top. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty.
Mm-hmm.
And he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city.
And the ones that can rule their spirit, these is the ones, guess what? That's able to make good sound decisions. Because everybody around you don't, guess what? They don't make good decisions. I don't care who you are. 90% of the people that you be around on a day-to-day basis don't make good decisions. 90%, even if you say, if you're not around nobody and you speaking to people on the phone, 90% of them don't make the good decision. Guess what? I'm gonna give y'all some help too. Newsflash: 90% of the people in this truth don't make good decisions. They don't. They just don't make no damn good decisions, man. It's being taught. Think about the Lord said we come in as a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little baby, you gotta teach them everything. Get what when they become little boys, they start being curious. They go from a baby to making worse decisions. Right? As a baby. Think about it as a baby. Them babies, guess what? They turn to little boys, they get a little key, they want to stick it in the hole. That's a bad decision, little man. Pop, 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 you got to pop their hand. Right? That's when you make a wrong decision. This is what we get. Right? Think about as they get older. Now, hey, stay out of that tree. Guess what? He started climbing a tree. Guess what happened? He fall down, break his arm. Right? These is bad decisions as people progress in this truth. That's how the Lord compared us to babes. As we grow into the truth, we gonna make just mess up decisions along the way. It's gonna be stuff that you think you need to do that you shouldn't do, and the Lord already like, no, don't do that. You don't need to do all of it. You just doing too much. Right? Yeah. This is how we build up, man. I'm just giving the analogy, but hey, that's why we got to learn how to make good decisions and start thinking the better way. You can be around people and you can just, let's go watch this. Sirach chapter 28. Watch this. Sirach chapter 28 in verse 6.
The book of Sirach, chapter 28, verse 6. Remember thy end and let enmity cease.
So it said, the Lord said, think about as we getting older, we start doing what? Remember what's coming towards the end. And I ain't talking about older physically. I'm talking about older spiritually. As we get older spiritually, guess what we're going to start doing? We'll start considering the end. That's just like, man, I do want to speak on that, man. If brothers walking around here calling yourself an elder and you've been in the truth for 4 or 5, 2, 3 years, bro, you're not an elder. Right?
God.
That's just gray hairs don't make you wise, man. Not spiritually wise. It'll make you physically older. It don't make you because a lot of times people don't believe the report because guess what? It comes from a younger source. But if I'm tell you something. These people been in this truth longer than me and they younger than me. But I have respect for them because guess what? These brothers are labor to these things, man. And they help to try to get the people that's growing up under them. Guess what? It helps them to what? Show them the end. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the end result. That's why the Lord said better is the end of things. So when we looking at the end, right, read.
Remember the commandments and bear no malice.
Go back to verse 6 again.
Sirach chapter 28, verse 6. Remember thy end and let enmity cease.
And let enmity cease. Remember your end. Remember the end. So whatever's in your heart, let the enmity that you got in your heart, let it to cease. Right? I brought up a point, but watch how I read down. Watch this, read.
Remember corruption and death.
Remember corruption and death, read.
And abide in the commandments.
And the Lord told us to abide in the commandments, right? Read.
Remember the commandments and bear no malice to thy neighbor.
And it said, don't bear malice to thy neighbor, man. Right? Read.
Remember the covenant of the highest.
It said, remember the covenant of the Lord, man. Read.
And wink at ignorance.
And the Lord told us to wink at ignorance, man. But a lot of people, this is the reason why I say it. A person that's in the truth, if you've been in the truth 2, 3, 4, 5 years, guess what? So many people start having a mindset to wink at ignorance. But a lot of people that's in this truth, they don't wink at ignorance. Guess what? They got a problem. They're going to take it to the highest they can take it to try to get something done to the next person. Because they don't know how to wink at ignorance, man. It's all about, hey, let's take them down. Let's do what I got to do. No. The Lord told us to wink at ignorance. I ain't talking about the people that know better. I'm talking about the people that not. I'm talking about the people just know better. I'm talking about the people that know better and show better. Right? Those are the people that, guess what, this goes into to show you that you the elder in something because you know better and you show better. What good is damn having knowledge if you don't apply knowledge? Knowledge ain't good for nothing if you don't apply it. It's just a thing to have that you ain't got no business having because guess what? You're not gonna apply it. A fool with knowledge, guess what he gonna do? He not gonna give the good information out. You're like a scribe with a false pen, right? Read.
Verse 8, abstain from strife.
It said abstain. This is a person that's learned. They abstaining from strife, right? Read it.
And thou shalt diminish thy sins.
Right? And this is how you diminish your sins, man. This goes into James chapter 5, man. Right? Verse 19, 20, 21, right? Read it.
And thou shalt diminish thy sins, for a furious man will kindle strife.
A furious man always kindles strife. Right? This is how the Lord's saying, then how people is. A furious man kindles strife, man. Read.
A sinful man disquieted friends.
A sinful man disquieted friends. This goes into Samuel. How he conjured up the thing. That's what, and not just it's not even taking on a deeper aspect. Thinking about you around sisters, or sisters around sisters, they cause all kind of chaos with each other, man. Brothers around brothers cause all kind of chaos, man, because people can get foolish, man. A person always want to bring the drama all the time. No, brother, don't be the one that's full of drama. Right? I can't say the drama for your mama because mama don't want to hear the drama either. Cast that stuff away, man. Right? Well, read.
Verse 9 from the top. A sinful man disquieted friends.
Read.
And make of debate.
And he make what?
Make of debate.
Because every time you get around a brother or sister, it ain't always got to be a debate. Learn how to be able to have a conversation with the people, man. What happened to people start learning? People have been texting so damn much to the point people don't get around each other, don't even know how to talk. That's crazy. Guess what? This is the world we live in, man. People don't even know how to talk to each other anymore. But when they do talk, it's all about a debate. Right? Well, read.
A sinful man disquieted friends
Read.
And make of debate among them that be at peace.
And he make a debate among people that be at peace. And that's the crazy thing about it. You sitting up here relaxing, you chilling, he come. This dude is a damn fool. Guess what? All of a sudden, you start taking damn fool calls. That damn fool start talking about you like a dog. Who gives a damn? I was at peace, man. And then you come around me, you just spread all kind of lies and rumors. Hey, That's enough, man. That's enough. Right?
God.
Think the Lord mad at you? No, he ain't mad at you. No. He said, yeah, I see why you left this little crazy butt alone. He was crazy. This fool was crazy.
That's why I always kept us separate.
Right? Watch this. Go to Sirach chapter 8. Sirach chapter 8, we're going to start at verse 5.
The book of Sirach, chapter 8, verse 5. Justify not thyself before the Lord.
Sirach chapter 8, verse 5.
Oh, so I can that's simple. Sirach chapter 8, verse 5. Reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we all worthy of punishment.
So guess what? It said, reproach not a man that turned from sin. So guess what? If a person return from sin, you ain't got to keep bulldogging them over the head. They return, man. Right? That's just what it is. It said, reproach not. Why would you bring reproach on a man that doesn't already turn from sin, right? Well, watch it, though. Read on.
Verse 6. Dishonor not a man in his old age.
Right? Read.
For even some of us wax old.
He said, some of us wax old. Because guess what? We are, guess what? Getting older. Right? But watch this, read.
Verse 7. Rejoice not over thy greatest enemy being dead. But remember that we die all.
Guess what? We all gonna die. So we ain't gonna rejoice over the enemy dying. Guess what? We talking about the enemy of our own people. Because we all, guess what? We all die one day too. Right? But read.
Verse 8. Despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs.
So guess what? It said don't disquiet that. It said, Shalaki, I'm about to butcher that mud. Read that again.
Verse 8. Despise not the discourse of the wise.
It said, despise not the discourse of the wise, man. This is going to the people that has wisdom in this truth, man. Right? Because guess what? That's why I say that's the reason why old age does not make us wise, man. Not in the Lord. Keeping the commandments and laboring in this truth, this is where the wisdom come in. Right? But it's going to explain it a little bit better. Watch how I read down. Watch it read.
But acquaint thyself with their proverbs, for of them thou shalt learn instruction.
Of them we shall learn instruction of the Lord, not of this world. Right? We'll read.
And how to serve great men with ease.
And how to serve great men with ease. Because guess what? If you was a real elder, you should be able to teach them how to serve great men with ease, because guess what? You done been through it. Watch it. Read on.
Verse 9. Miss not the discourse of the elders.
It said, miss not the discord of the elders. Read.
For they also learn of their fathers.
And they learn of their fathers. What fathers? The fathers is in his Bible. Guess what? The people that's been laboring in the truth way before them. Right? But read.
And of them thou shalt learn understanding.
We should learn understanding, which is God's commandments. Read.
And to give answer as need required.
As to give an answer that need required. This is how we're supposed to be. That's what the real elders of the Bible, this is how they teach the people. They teach the people on how we supposed to be and how we supposed to be learned, man. The real elders of the Bible teach like this, man. Right? Because guess what? And some of the elders even think about, that's why it's a time and a place for everything, man. Watch this. Go to Ecclesiastes right quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time.
And a time.
to every purpose under the heaven.
So this is what the Lord say. It said, to everything there is a season. And it's a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? We strive for peace. We strive for that peace. Guess what, man? We go home from work every day, but we want that peace of mind. We just want to go home, relax and chill. Guess what? If you in tune with your wife and she knows that you don't, when you first get home from work, and she knows that you don't really want to be bothered when you first get home, she give you that time. Guess what? Some brothers will take their time, and guess what? You don't give her no time. Well, you going off. Yes, it's cool to take you the time for yourself, but guess what? You got to give her some time too. I've been that way before too. Right? I'm not going to throw the rock at, I'm not going to say it about you and not say it about myself, because from time past, I done been that way. But I gave Esau all my day, but I come home and I can't get my wife not even an hour. I'm out. I'm going out. I don't give a damn who it is. Jump down to verse 8 now.
Verse 8. A time to love.
It's a time to love, read.
And a time to hate.
And it's a time to hate, read on.
A time of war.
And it's a time that we have to go to war, read.
And a time of peace.
And it's a time of peace, man. Same thing with Baruch talking about, man. Go to Baruch right quick, man. Chapter 4. And verse 20.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 20. I have put off the clothing of peace.
He said, I have put off the clothing of peace. Because guess what? He knew the times. This is why Baruch put off the clothing of peace, because he knowing the times, right? Read.
And put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer.
So now, we got to take off sometime the clothing of our peace to go into prayer. Right? Clothing of our peace, guess what? To go to war. Clothing of our peace, guess what? These is the mindset we're supposed to have, and it's true, man. Right? This is how we're supposed to be literally thinking, right? But read.
I will cry unto the everlasting in my days.
So guess what? This is how Baruch said that we supposed to be. Saying that we supposed to sometimes, guess what? All the peace that you get, sometimes, guess what? Sometimes you have to go to war. Sometimes you got to go through these different seasons, right? Verse 21,
Verse 21, be of good cheer. O my children.
Oh, my children, read.
Cry unto the Lord.
Cry unto the Lord, read.
And he shall deliver you from the power and hand of the enemy.
Because this is, guess what? As we seeking peace, guess what? The enemy is persecuting us too. Sometimes you got to step outside that peace. Guess what? Just go ahead and throw them prayers up, man. Esau want to bring something against me? Okay, I got something for you. I'm going to throw that prayer up on you. Because you want to be delivered from those things, man. I know I definitely would like to be delivered from these things, man. I hope brothers and sisters getting a good edification tonight, man, because I want brothers and sisters to understand through the power of the Most High. Guess what, man? We want brothers to start thinking about having a peace of mind, but we want brothers and sisters also, guess what, to learn how to have an equal balance of peace in this truth, man. Right? We got to learn this thing, man. Let's go to Numbers chapter 6 and verse 24. Chapter 26 and verse, chapter 6 and verse 24.
The book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 24. The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
See, the Lord will bless us and keep us, right? Read.
The Lord make his face shine upon thee.
And the Lord make his face shine upon us, man. Read.
And be gracious unto thee.
And he always gracious unto us, man. Read.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace.
And he give us what?
And give thee peace.
Read.
And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel.
And do what else?
And I will bless them.
And this is what the blessings come from, man. And the Lord calls our face to shine. Gonna cause our face, guess what? To glory him, man. This is what our God do for us. But we got to be keeping his commandments, man.
Gotcha.
Thank you, brothers, for tuning in, man. Like and share the video. Help us push the truth around the four corners of the earth, man. I hope you brothers got some good edification tonight, man. All praise to the Most High, man. It's on Yahweh Shai for giving us the opportunity, to keep his commandments, man. Right? All praise to the Most High for that, man.
God.
Go to John chapter 14, verse 27. This is Mashiach Yahweh Shai telling us, so this is a commandment, man. Read this.
God. The book of John, chapter 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you.
The Lord said, peace. This is a statute that the Lord said. He said, peace I leave with you, man. Read.
My peace I give unto
And the
you.
Lord said, I give you my peace, man. Read.
Not as the world giveth,
Not as the world give you the peace. Read.
give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid.
So guess what? Don't let your heart be troubled and don't let it be afraid, man. The Lord said, I gave us peace, man. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.